Coming up tonight on 18 Eyewitness News.
St. Francis County authorities are bringing charges following a double stabbing in Park Hills. Also, Wayne County will ask voters to approve a half-cent sales tax to fund the county. Plus, Mineral Area College trustees may select a contractor for work on the Park Hills campus. All of these stories, sports, and the Storm Tracker 18 forecast coming up on 18 Eyewitness News tonight.
News, sports, weather. This is 18 Eyewitness News.
Good evening, everybody. Thanks for joining us. I'm Fred Dawkins. Tonight's top story, a Deloge woman is facing 2 felony counts for her part in a double stabbing between her and her husband on Valentine's Day. 36-year-old Tanya Vansel is charged with assault in the first degree and armed criminal action. Now, she's being held on a $125,000 cash-only bond. According to the probable cause statement, Tanya Vansel was meeting with her husband Jeffrey in the 100 block of East Main Street in Park Hills to discuss whether to end their marriage. After arguing, Tanya got up to leave, then attempted to grab a cane sword that Jeffrey had behind the door. They both grabbed it, and it broke in two. Jeffrey received a severe cut to his upper right thigh, while Tanya received multiple stab wounds to her abdomen. Both were airlifted to St. Louis area hospitals. The St. Francis County Prosecutor's Office has received an additional report on Jeffrey, but has not determined whether to file charges on him. Well, now Dustin is here with a look at our first forecast on 18 Eyewitness News. Dustin, what's in store?
Fred, at this hour, we have temperatures in the 30s, 35 up in St. Louis, 34 right now here in Farmington, 35 in Fredericktown, 38 in Piedmont, and 37 in Ellington. Here's a check of your bus stop forecast for tomorrow morning. At the bus stop, we'll see a temperature around 32 degrees. It's going to be a mostly clear day. It's going to be a nice day tomorrow. I'll give you all those details, and it's almost the weekend. Details for the weekend coming up later in weather.
A Stoddard County inmate who was on the run after walking out of a courthouse yesterday is back behind bars. According to media reports, Jason Stroop was taken into custody around 3 this afternoon. He was at a home on the Bollinger-Stoddard County line. Stroop attempted to run but was apprehended by Stoddard and Bollinger County deputies. The man who lives in the home where Stroop was captured was also taken to the Bollinger County Sheriff's Office for questioning. Stroop had earlier been sentenced to 5 years after pleading guilty to forgery. He could now face 16 more years behind bars on the escape charge. Wayne County voters will be asked to approve a 1/2 cent sales tax on the April 3rd ballot to help fund county government. Now, if the measure passes, Wayne County Presiding Commissioner Brian Polk says other taxes will be reduced.
There will be a rollback of the general revenue portion of your property taxes. That will actually be abated. You will still have your other personal property tax, but the general revenue portion will be done away with.
Polk says if the sales tax proposal is approved, most folks will wind up paying fewer taxes while the county will benefit as well. Based on last year's figures, the half-cent sales tax would generate an additional $200,000 for the county.
The commission intends to use approximately half of that for the physical courthouse building. The building itself is in dire need of repair, and that would also leave a balance that will be transferred into general revenue that will help with the day-to-day county government.
Polk also points out that because the sales tax would be received each month, Wayne County could avoid cash crunches and revenue anticipation loans. When we come back on 18 Eyewitness News, will a local college go forward with construction projects this spring? We'll have that answer coming up only on 18 Eyewitness News. Mineral Area College trustees are moving forward with construction projects on the Park Hills campus. This afternoon, trustees accepted the bid by Brockmiller Construction of Farmington for the 4-phase project. MAC business manager Rusty Strawn says the college had 16 contractors pick up bid packets, with 9 following through with bids. Brockmiller was the lowest bidder at just under $5.3 million. The project was originally budgeted for $6 million. Strawn says it's important that a local contractor had the winning bid.
We're a community college, we're local, and we're very, very happy that in almost every case the subcontractors were local folks as well. Brockmiller is a local firm, hires local people. They spend their money here. They live here. They pay taxes to the college. So we're very happy. We sure are.
Strawn says the project should get started March the 1st and be completed by June 1st of next year. Strawn also reported that construction at the Fredericktown Outreach Center is 2 weeks ahead of schedule. Students should be able to use the new areas there by the end of March. The Unitech Career Center will host the East Central District Skills USA competition tomorrow. Students from Unitech will square off against students from career centers in Cape Girardeau, Arcadia Valley, St. Genevieve, Perryville, and Jefferson County. Unitech Skills USA coordinator Greg Nichols says the competition gets underway Friday morning at 9.
We'll be having welding, electronics, computer maintenance, auto service, construction, residential wiring. We've already had the culinary competition, commercial baking competition. We also have leadership skills such as job interview, extemporaneous speaking, and there's actually 134 of them, so you don't want me to list all of them.
Nichols says the various projects are judged by people working in those industries, and the winners will receive medals, and the first and second place winners will advance to the state competition at Lynn Technical College at the end of March. Arcadia Valley High School's Project Graduation has an interesting fundraiser planned for this Friday night. It's a womanless beauty pageant. For the initiated, Project Graduation Chair Debbie Reynolds explains what a womanless beauty pageant is.
We have some local businessmen and a couple teachers and some high school students, and it is a womanless beauty pageant. So we have men that have formal wear, and they have a talent competition, and there is a beach wear competition.
Debbie says the pageant will be a night full of laughs, and all proceeds raised will go toward Project Graduation, which is a drug and alcohol-free night-long celebration following graduation ceremonies. The womanless beauty pageant will be held Friday night at 7 at the Arcadia Valley High School. And when we come back on 18 Eyewitness News, it's one of the hottest supplements on the market. But how much vitamin D do you really need? We've got some expert advice next in today's Your Health segment. But right now, Dustin Kopp is making a last-minute check of our storm tracker forecast. He's got a good one coming up next right here on Eyewitness News.
And welcome back as we head into your Friday. It's going to be a nice day, sunshine. Temperatures going to remain above normal. However, some rainy weather is going to move in for your middle part of next week. I'll show you that in the 7-day outlook coming up later in our forecast. However, let's take a look at current conditions throughout southeast Missouri. Temperatures are in the 30s, 39 in Marble Hill and Cape Girardeau, 35 right now in Fredericktown, as well as in St. Louis and Rolla, 37 from Ironton through Ellington and Van Buren, and 40, one of the warmer spots down in Poplar Bluff. Right now, our current wind chill, 37 down in Poplar Bluff, 36 in Piedmont, 31 right now in St. Louis, as well as in Fredericktown, Rolla right now at 33. Currently here at the station, we have clear sky with 34 degrees. It feels like 29 because of that northwest wind at 3 miles per hour, and our current humidity is at 74%. Forecast for tomorrow is looking pretty nice. We're going to see plenty of sunshine here in southeast Missouri, mostly sunny today. We're going to see a high-pressure system over our area. It's going to feel nice for this time of year. So tonight's lows, we're going to continue to see temperatures down in the 30s, 31 in St. Louis, Ironton 31, Piedmont 30 degrees for your overnight low, and 32 in Poplar Bluff. Forecast for tonight, we'll see a mostly clear sky with a low around 29 degrees. Light to variable winds. Tomorrow we'll see a high of 50 degrees, mostly sunny, light to variable winds as well. A look at your extended forecast for the next several days. It's going to look nice for your weekend. We're going to see on Saturday high of 50 degrees, partly sunny, mostly sunny on Sunday with a high of 46, just a little cooler. And then on Monday, President's Day, high of 49, mostly sunny skies, partly sunny on, mostly cloudy on Tuesday with some showers moving in, high of 56, 55, and showers continuing on Wednesday. Sunshine returns by Thursday with a high of 53. That's Check Out Your Storm Tracker weather forecast. Fred, back to you.
Thanks a lot, Dustin. And now Don Arnold is here with a look at tonight's Your Health.
Good vitamin D levels have been linked to everything from building stronger bones to lowering your risk for cancer. So it's no wonder that sales of the vitamin have shot up by more than 91% in the last year alone. But is vitamin D really a super supplement, or is it getting more credit than it deserves? To find out, the Institute of Medicine launched a massive study, and Clark Powell reports their findings.
Vitamin D is often called the sunshine vitamin because, unlike other vitamins, our bodies actually make vitamin D when exposed to sunlight. Combine that with eating the right foods, and most of us get all the vitamin D we need. That's not the case with Len Fisher. Even though he runs outdoors every day, he also takes vitamin D supplements.
And I take one usually with breakfast before I run, and I take one other time in the day.
The reason Len takes extra vitamin D is because he's battling prostate cancer and his vitamin D levels are low, so his doctor prescribed them. But what about the rest of us? How much vitamin D do we need? That's a question that's gone unaddressed for years.
The last time vitamin D and calcium was assessed was back in 97, and this was the first revision for those two nutrients since then.
Those revisions came from a panel of 14 experts in the U.S. and Canada, including Dr. Stephen Clinton of Ohio State's James Cancer Hospital. For months, they pored over thousands of vitamin D studies conducted since 1997 and concluded that vitamin D and calcium can help build strong bones. But so far, all other claims about vitamin D are still unproven.
We really need a great deal of additional human research, particularly with different doses of vitamin D.
For now, experts say up to age 70, we need at least 600 units of vitamin D a day and no more than 4,000. For most of us, a cup of milk with vitamin D added and just 10 minutes in the sun is more than enough to cover that. As for the staggering 91% increase in the sale of vitamin D supplements, experts say, like Len, before you add anything, you should run everything by your doctor first. At Ohio State's James Cancer Hospital, this is Clark Powell reporting.
Experts say too much vitamin D, more than 10,000 units a day, can cause liver and tissue damage and lead to kidney stones. As to calcium, they recommend between 1,000 and 1,300 milligrams a day, depending on your age. Clinton says vitamin D may play an important role in other diseases like cancer, heart disease, but we just don't have enough scientific studies yet to prove it.
Coming up in today's Your Life segment on 18 Eyewitness News, how would you like to pay off the mortgage you have faster? Stacy Johnson has 3 suggestions coming up.
And coming up in sports, I'll have a look at high school basketball last night, including the first round of the BRL tournament. Mizzou exacts some revenge against Oklahoma State, and the Cardinals World Series trophy visits the Parkland. These stories and more coming up in sports on 18 Eyewitness News.
This is 18 Eyewitness News Sports.
First round boys games were played last night at the Black River League tournament in Lesterville as all the higher seeds advanced. Number 1 seed South Iron had no trouble with 8 seed Bunker, 91-26. Number 4 seed Van Buren defeated 5 seed Lesterville, 53-45. 2 seed Winona down 7 seed Ellington, 66-34. And it was 3 seed Clearwater, 73, 6 seed East Carter, 40. So the semifinals tomorrow night will feature South Iron and Van Buren at 6:30 and Clearwater up against Winona at 8 o'clock. The girls' semifinals are being played tonight as number 1 seed Lesterville is battling 5 seed South Iron in the first semifinal, and 2 seed Clearwater is up against 3 seed Van Buren in the second semifinal. And other boys' scores from last night, Perryville downed Hillsborough 61-28. St. Genevieve survived St. Vincent 61-60. North County downed St. Pius 61-48. Potosi defeated Kingston 59-56. And Bismarck over Viburnum 74-41. In girls' action last night, St. Francis Borgia defeated Farmington 59-42, Potosi over Kingston 62-26. Perryville hung on over Fredericktown 41-36. It was DeSoto 45, St. Genevieve 39. West County defeated Crystal City 59-50, and Valley Catholic over Jefferson 35-24. If seeking revenge for one of its only 2 losses this season was on number 3 Missouri's mind, the Tigers kept that goal in the locker room Wednesday night. The Tigers routed Oklahoma State 83-65. Marcus Denman scored 17 points. Ricardo Ratliff and 6th man Michael Dixon both had 15 points. And Kim English and Phil Pressey scored 13 apiece for Mizzou, which is tied with Kansas for first place in the Big 12. The Blues returned to the Scott Trade Center tonight after what many players called their worst defeat of the season, a 2-1 loss to last-place Columbus. The Blues will take on the New York Islanders and hope to crank up their scoring. Coach Ken Hitchcock is sending a message by demoting Chris Stewart to the 4th line. The Islanders come to town with a 24-24-8 record, but they have won 4 consecutive road games. And the Cardinals' World Series trophy was in Deloge yesterday afternoon at the U.S. Cellular Store. Redbird fans got the opportunity to have their picture taken with a 2-foot-tall, 30-pound trophy. The Cardinals have the distinction of not only having the most recent trophy, but they also received the first trophy back in 1967. Prior to that World Series, the winner could only fly a pennant at their stadium. If you missed your chance to see the trophy yesterday, it will be at Farmington's U.S. Cellular Store tomorrow afternoon from 3 until 7. And that's a look at sports. We'll be back with tonight's Your Life segment right after this on 18 Eyewitness News.
I'm Stacy Johnson. What you need to do is destroy the biggest debt in your life, your mortgage. And you know, there are several ways you can do it quicker, all of which are just ahead on Money Talks News.
The key to financial freedom is to be debt-free, and the biggest debt for most people is their mortgage. Today, money hacker Stacy Johnson explains how to get out from under your mortgage as soon as possible.
For most people, a home is the biggest investment they'll ever make, and with it comes the biggest debt they'll ever face, a mortgage.
You know, the sooner you can destroy that mortgage debt, the sooner you'll become financially free. The question is, how do you get it done faster? Well, let's count the ways.
First, you can refinance. 15-year mortgages will not only destroy that debt faster, they also have lower rates, about 3.25% when I wrote this.
But refinancing is an expensive hassle, and a 15-year mortgage has way higher payments. So let's look at idea number 2, simply making an extra mortgage payment every year.
It's called bi-weekly payments. You pay half your regular payment every 2 weeks rather than one full one every month. The result is you make one extra payment annually. Now, just that one tactic can pay a 30-year mortgage in 22 years and save tens of thousands in interest. Mortgage companies often try to sell you on these programs for a fee. Just say no. You can do the same thing yourself by simply adding an extra 1/12 of a payment monthly.
But if money's too tight for either one of those 2 ideas, at least try this one. Just round your payment up.
If your payment is $950 a month, for example, you probably consider it to be $1,000 anyway. So why not just make the payment $1,000? Just make sure the extra goes toward principal. Bottom line, your mortgage is your biggest debt, and paying it off as soon as possible is a great idea. Best way to do it? Pay as much as you can every month. I've got more ideas, calculators, and information for you right here at MoneyTalksNews.com. I'm Stacy Johnson.
You want more information on Stacy's website? All you've got to do is go to MoneyTalksNews.com. Dustin, we're continuing this amazing streak of weather here in southeast Missouri. I can't believe it. This morning on the Big Morning Show, I had a lady call in from Patterson, and she said that the jonquils are coming up, and I thought, what? What's a jonquil? I think it's that little yellow daffodil-looking flower that pops up at the beginning of spring. And sure enough, earlier today I went by the house, and my red buds in my yard are already starting to bud out. So it's an indication of an early spring.
Your son was making fun of the yard out here in front of the station. They're starting to bud. The grass is starting to bud everywhere. He goes, we need to get the lawnmower out there because there's some, growing a little. I said, it's just not green enough yet, But my yard's starting to finally bud, and I got some areas where I need to plant some grass seed. But
good time to do it, though. In the next 3 or 4 weeks, it's really going to be changing up around here. So weather-wise this weekend, looks like it's going to be pretty decent. It's going to be a decent weekend. Can't complain. I mean, temperatures in the 50s in some areas. Sunshine, plenty of it. So if you got any outdoor plans, just take a light jacket. You should be fine. If you have any outdoor plans going out to dinner, I'd take maybe a heavier jacket because it's going to cool off. But other than that, really can't complain. It's going to be nice all the way through Monday. And by the way, Monday is Washington's birthday, so it's an
President's Day as well.
President's Day too, so it's an official holiday too. Folks, that does it for our newscast tonight. Thanks for joining us. We'll be back tomorrow with more here on 18 Eyewitness News. Until then, have a good evening, everybody. God bless you and your family, and good night.
Good night, everybody. Newswatch is next.